I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the fucking news and the fucking stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's fucked. Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. And then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man.
He owns a painting company? I thought he was like a mechanical, construction worker. Well, as you can see from this video, we're going to be talking about how some people are just not able to make it in this economy, especially with the wage, with how much money they're making. We're cooked in this market. Prices of products are high, inflation's through the roof. Yeah, sure, we have Trump and, the market has been rallying. People have been showing like the Trump effect of so many things turning positive, but the man's not even in office yet, guys. And now it's going to a point where you're even having someone like him who owns a company and is struggling. What's happening? Anyway, we're going to check out a couple of videos and see exactly what's going on.
Can somebody explain to me in crayon eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live? And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys. That should not be our standard. I am so fucking tired of people being complacent with this uniparty, both of them fucking us over. When my parents were my age, they both made less than half of what I make, and they lived alone. I cannot afford to live anywhere alone. A 1-bedroom apartment, $1,800. 2-bedroom apartment, $2,200. Who the fuck can afford that? It is embarrassing to come out and say that it is a struggle to survive right now, but I know so many people are struggling. And do not get me started on what my grandparents were doing. They $3,000 house. And yes, I understand inflation and all of the bullshit that they have been pulling with the Fed. Why are we allowing it? Why? And then I clock out of my shift. I am tired. I have to go home. And I check the news. Another 60 fucking billion to a country nobody can point out on a map. What are we doing? Where has the plot gone? We have lost it, folks. We have fucking lost it. The American dream is dead. It is over. Gone and forgotten.
That is a handful. Now you can tell the frustration in his voice. I don't blame you, man. You could tell, especially when you get that quote of, hey, you know what? You guys need to just pull yourself by the bootstrap. Shut your Like, I'm already at the max length. Like the goal was never for us to be like, okay, when I grow up, I'll wake up and I'll cover my entire bill for the entire month and then go back to work and proceed the exact same thing all over again for the next 57 years of my life.
Let me tell you something. Get him. Dr. Newsom. Okay.
People actually have things that they want to achieve, not just constantly working for corporations. Things need to change. Policies need to be put in place for people to start making money. Because I know the corporations are not going to, wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, let's pay our workers a livable wage. No, they're not.
I cannot stand how the news has been dogging Gen Z and calling them lazy for not wanting to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of their lives. Let me put it in perspective for everybody who's a little confused here, okay? I work 5 days out of the week, 40 hours a week, okay? I do not make enough to live on my own. I would not make enough to pay rent, water, electric, and eat. myself, I would not be capable of doing that. 20 years ago when you were getting started, you could live on your own. 20 years ago when you first started, you were able to do everything that I am now struggling to do. Let me add another perspective here. You've been working for 20 years. You have 20 years of working experience behind your belt. You have 20 years of experience in a career that has allowed you to gain raises, to get more money, to profit you in an economy that you created. You can sit here and you can call Gen Z lazy all you want, but I've been working my tail end off just to barely make it by. And respectfully, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to work my tail end off, wasting all of my life working just to barely be able to pay my bills. And that is what you created, not Gen Z. We're just here getting started. You've been doing it for the last 20 years. You tell me how it got ruined. We can sit here and we can call Gen Z lazy all you want, but you let the economy turn into what it did. You let it all run to hell. And now it's Gen Z's fault because we don't want to work to fix your mistakes.
And dog, she put it in the best way possible, honestly. Gen Z can't be considered lazy because they just literally got into the job market. Some of them, maybe they've been putting in some work here in the grocery store, at the bar, at the park. Regular jobs that you know you start off with when you're trying to get into the workforce. Millennials are a little bit better because we had like some experience that we got from a couple of years of working, but it's still not rosy for us either. And of course, some of the boomers who were not lucky enough to invest or put their money in the right place or whatever, or they happen to get into some debt or some accident, who knows, anything can be put into that couldn't make it, are now also struggling and they're wondering like, how can we make it? That's why I say that it can't just only be Gen Z that are struggling. Bro, it's the whole entire lineup. That's why when I watched that video that said, why are Gen Z so poor? I'm thinking like, bro, I think literally there's poverty across the board if you notice it. It's not like a whole two generations are good and then there's one generation that we're just looking at them like, damn, those guys are hella broke, you know? It's like, bro, we're all in this together. The same policies and cost of living and inflation that is affecting one person is also affecting me as well. But now let's take it across the border. Some kids are also experiencing this, and this is like the younger generation.
Girls.
Bro, even the children are upset with inflation. Oh my God, that's so true. I mean, bro, like even they know what the hell is going on. They could see like prices ain't the same. Let's talk about millennials as well. Like we were sold on the idea that, you know, having a degree would definitely get you a high earning job and you'll be able to make it and, you know, build a family with that. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, having a degree is bad. Of course, it helps a lot. Even if you might have people tell you like school is not worth it or throw away the degree, it's not like, it's not worth anything. I still don't agree with that because there's some places, if you go even somewhere out in Europe or in Australia and other countries, that degree would definitely open a couple of doors. But needless to say, not all degrees carry that same weight. Like if obviously if you have a degree in engineering, if you have a degree in being a doctor, of course that's going to open plenty of doors. But there's some people who got degrees and let's just say that they're not really paying off. And in fact, what's going on is that you're working just to pay off that degree when it really didn't do much for you.
Does anyone else just work their ass off for like the last 3 or 4 years for like a college degree and now you have a job that you hate and you still can't afford life and you're still fucking miserable and you can't pay any of your bills and you can't live in the house that you imagine and you just feel lied to because you thought that if you just went to college and got a degree you'd be able to afford a house and like things that make you happy, but yet you're still barely can afford groceries or clothes or literally anything that makes you happy at all, and you had to spend the whole entire weekend in your bed because you literally don't have any money to go do anything other, like if you buy food you just can't have an entertainment budget. So I'm just wondering if anyone else is dealing with something like this or if it's just me, because this shit ain't it.
At some point, if you can able to be handy and get experience, I would say that would be probably the most important thing you can ever do. Especially if you're out here in the West, experience counts so much more than a degree in some certain fields. As I mentioned, in some certain fields, someone's experience will make that person make more money than a person who had a degree or a master's, I'm telling you. And even like trades jobs, like in Canada, I know that, like when I was back in Africa, I know that when you had a degree in certain fields like economics, business, whatsoever, you can get a good job, you can get employed in a good field. Some jobs in construction weren't super lucrative, like you wouldn't get a lot of money for it. However, when you come to places like in Canada, in America, in Australia, and other places, that field pays a lot of money. You just put in 6 to 8 months, get some experience under your belt, and you'll be up in your way making 6 figures. That's how crazy it is. And I have a couple of friends who actually do this right now, and it's crazy. Like for our boomer generation, those times degrees were super valuable, but now in this generation, it's experience that counts for the most.
Our economy is so fucked that I work a full-time job. I make $21 an hour working 40 hours a week.
In Ontario?
I have no extra expenses, no bills out of my living. I have one credit card that's maxed because I've lived off of it, but other than that, I don't have cable. I haven't had cable in 10 years. We have cell phones, but, you know, that's required to live on. But other than that, nothing extra. On paper, my bills are $2,701.
What?
My income is $2,710.
Oh my God.
Do the math. $9 a month before I pay for food, gas, any entertainment. There's no money for that.
Zero.
And my car is dying.
Oh no.
It's paid for, so I don't have car payments now that I'm going to replace. And I don't know how to do that on $9 a month. $9 to feed myself, $9 to buy a car, $9 for insurance. Yeah.
Jesus. Do you know what it is to be earning $21 an hour in Ontario? What's $21 in USD? That's $15. Oh my God. In Ontario, imagine you living in Washington and you're making $14 an hour to survive there. The minimum wage in Washington, D.C. is $17.50. Imagine you living off of $14 in Washington, D.C. Impossible. That's what she's doing in Ontario. Ontario is expensive. It's not cheap. She's struggling. Like, you can't even make it up. And I'm pretty sure she has good enough experience in whatever work she does. That's entry-level position earnings right there. In Canada, cost of living is crazy. You think about housing, you think about groceries. We have a monopoly on cell phone services. You definitely need a 2-household income to be able to survive here. And I'm just talking about just to survive. I'm not saying now to enjoy comfortably and, you know, do whatever you want and have a disposable income to travel around.
So I just want to illustrate how you can be making 6 figures and still be struggling financially. I live in a medium-sized city in Ontario, Canada. I work full-time. My husband stays at home full-time with the kids. I'm not going to go into too many details to protect his privacy, but basically if he could be working, he would be. So my gross monthly salary is about $9,000.
What?
After taking off taxes, benefits, paying into my pension and union dues, I'm taking home about $5,800 a month. And then I also receive Canada Child Benefit for about $700. So in total, my net income monthly is about $6,500. For fixed expenses, our rent is $26.65 a month. Comparing that to an average 1-bedroom apartment in our city now, which is about $2,200, it's not really a lot in comparison for a family of 4 and having enough room for us. Car payment is $660 a month. That is for a used Kia Sedona.
Oh my God.
Car insurance for my husband and I is about $420. Utilities are about $300 a month. Daycare is $320.
Daycare.
Now, even though my husband does stay home full time with the kids, we do send our older daughter to daycare 2 days a week. Again, I'm not going to go into all the details, but it's something essential for our family. And my student line of credit, I pay $200 a month. I have paid off all of my government student loans, but I'm still working on this bank loan.
What?
So monthly fixed expenses in total is about $45.65, and then going into variable expenses. So we do spend about $1,200 a month on groceries. So that's food for 4 people, Both my daughters are still in diapers, we're buying formula, we're buying all those other baby essentials. We do all of our groceries at Walmart, we don't buy anything fancy. We try to buy store brand products as much as possible, and everything is just still insanely expensive. And then we also spend about $300 a month in gas. So just those two variable expenses added up with the fixed expenses, that's about $6,065 a month, leaving us with just over $400 for our monthly expenses. And this doesn't even include if we would need clothes, shoes, medicine, toiletries, any of that. And usually if I do have anything left at the end of the month, it goes right towards my credit card. So currently there is absolutely no room for saving money at all, working towards buying a house or for a better future for our family.
I mean, and she's making good money here, but a family of 4 is not easy. But you can see, even 6 figures, it's also looking like this. Well, granted, she obviously has more mouths to feed. And I don't know if the husband is also working. I think she mentioned that he might not be working. So wait, let me just double check that.
Basically, if he could be working, he would be.
So he's not working as well. And she's bringing this home? Oh my God. So, I mean, if he was also working, let's say if he was, they would be well off. But at the moment, since she's the one who's bringing home the bacon, big kudos to her for doing that. But it's not going to be enough to do all this. And obviously the caption goes by saying, thanks Trudeau, cost of living disaster. Even 6-figure salary isn't necessarily enough to protect you. It's pretty much everywhere. Like no place is exempt. Cost of goods and cost of living is not only affecting one place, but it's everywhere. I don't know what you all think. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below and let me know what your experiences are. I mean, I did grab different examples from all around the world. Let's have a conversation and see exactly what everyone's facing. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like and I will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe and peace.